So far, we have covered the M and A in your financial map, which is to make money and accumulate money. Once you have these two under control, you should be saving money and then investing your money in cash-generating assets that work for you 24/7, sending you on your way towards financial freedom. However, an unexpected catastrophe could cost you significant amounts of money and potentially burden you and/or your family for years before you can recover. And this brings us to the P in your financial map: protecting your hard-earned money and assets.
Now, we can't prevent the unexpected from happening, but sometimes we can protect ourselves and our families from the worst of the financial damage that we can suffer due to unexpected events. Now, risk relates to potential financial loss. Where there is a financial loss linked to a risk factor, there is an insurance product to cover that risk. So to start with the process of risk mitigation, let's examine the 4 ways to approach risk.
Number 1, accept risk. People who believe that they cannot afford insurance often accept the risk of not being insured, which could lead to a financial disaster if a big life event occurs and you are not ready to carry the burden of the financial loss.
Number 2, avoid risk. If you are able to avoid risk, you do not need insurance, but this is almost impossible. Number 3, share risk. This is how insurance works. You and all the other clients of that insurance company pool your resources together, and then when one of the members suffers a financial loss or burden, there is money available from the pool of resources to help them recover.
Number 4, reduce risk. The greater the risk you need to insure against, the higher your insurance premium is likely to be. And it therefore makes sense to responsibly reduce your insured risks to reduce the premium. A good example of reducing risk would be to improve the security at your house with additional locks, CCTV cameras, or alarms. Often, the lower premiums you can get for installing these items pay for them in the long run, putting more money into your pocket.
Now, looking at these 4 ways of dealing with risk, it should be clear that accepting risk can lead to financial ruin, and avoiding risk is almost impossible in the real world. This leaves us with 2 options. Number 1, sharing the risk. Sharing the risk means that we essentially team up with an insurance company by paying them a monthly amount to help us take on the financial burden should an incident occur.
Number 2, reducing the risk. By reducing the risk that we're sharing with the insurance company, we will reduce the amount that we will have to pay to the insurance company on a monthly basis. This is a very important strategy to optimally manage your insurance costs by reducing your risk as best possible. It is then very important to properly understand how you can reduce the different risks and what impact it will have on your monthly premium. When we focus on the most important parts of personal insurance, I close off each section by listing the items that drive up the risk and cost. I do this so you can reduce your risk and then reduce your monthly cost in a responsible manner.
What is insurance? Insurance is a financial safety net, helping you and your loved ones recover after something bad happens, such as a fire, theft, or a car accident. When you purchase insurance, you'll receive an insurance policy, which is a legal contract between you and your insurance provider. And when you suffer a loss that's covered by your policy and file a claim, insurance pays you or a designated recipient called a beneficiary based on the terms of your policy.
The most difficult thing about insurance is that you're paying for something you hope you never have to use. Nobody wants something bad to happen to them. But suffering a loss without insurance can put you in a difficult financial predicament that might take you years to recover from.
How does insurance work? Insurance is essentially a gigantic rainy day fund shared by many people called policyholders and managed by an insurance carrier. The insurance company uses money collected called premiums from its policyholders and other investments to pay for its operations and to fulfill its promise to policyholders when they file a claim. An insurance company's main goal is to remain financially strong enough to handle anything that comes its policyholders' way. The risk factor involved and the value of the article or asset dictate the cost of the monthly contribution. In other words, what the premium will be.
What are the benefits of insurance? Insurance is an important financial tool. It can help you live life with fewer worries, knowing you'll receive financial assistance after a disaster or accident, helping you recover faster. Now, when it comes to life insurance, this could mean your family doesn't have to move out of the house or that your kids can afford to go to university. Car insurance could mean you have extra cash in hand to help pay for repairs or replacement vehicle after an accident. Insurance can help keep your life on track as much as possible after, well, something bad derails it.
Now, I have a close friend who bought a new car for 300,000 Rand. He was not allowed to collect his car from the dealership before taking out insurance, so he did exactly this. 5 weeks later, he was in a car accident, and his car was written off, meaning they couldn't fix it, but only sell it off for spare parts. Ish. The calculations are as follows. The car was insured for 300,000 Rand. He paid one premium of 1,500 before he was in an accident. And then the insurance company paid him a total of 290,000 Rand after deductibles. If he didn't have car insurance, it would have taken him 4.8 years to recover from that accident, with the assumption that he contributed 5,000 Rand to his financial loss, which would have been around 15% of his net income. And on top of this, he would have to purchase another car, almost doubling the monthly costs, even if it was not his fault.
It is extremely risky to go without insurance, unless this is your strategy and you have the savings that will pull you through any disastrous event without jeopardizing your retirement savings. When you become truly wealthy and your emergency fund is big enough that you can replace valuable items with the cash you have on hand, then it might be an option to reduce insurance and to use the money you would have paid on premiums on expanding your portfolio. However, if you do not have the luxury of these savings, having no insurance is not an option. The responsible thing to do is to take out critical insurance and to take time to manage the cost of your insurance optimally. It is important to understand what the cost drivers are for the different types of insurance and to be strategic in managing that, which we will discuss in greater detail a bit later.